I never wanted to be the next nobody. I didn't even want to be the next Kanye. I just wanted to have people like my music and like me through my music, because that's what kids that do talent shows and open mics feel like.
Unfortunately, when you drop a bunch of really good albums and they change the rules of the business, people are going to have it.
People line up.
It's going to be a different level of
that move.
They was waiting for you to fail.
Yeah, I just thought some other shit was coming after that. I ain't gonna lie. Once they changed the rule and you won, it was like, oh, no holds barred. He's out of here.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, that rule change wasn't about me though. Like, that rule change was so that streaming could become more of a an applicable space.
Unfortunately, you're the poster child.
Yeah, no, I definitely helped segue it in, and to be honest, I don't like that shit. Like, I feel like we all understand the gripes that artists, even in the film industry, have with streaming versus, you know what I'm saying, VOD, or being able to sell your actual product.
Right.
And in a way, I helped usher that in. But I was dealing with streaming in a completely different way before Apple Music. So let's make sure that we add the context that I didn't sell none of my music for my first 2 mixtapes. Like, all my shit was available on DatPiff, on YouTube, on SoundCloud. And spaces that were not official DSPs.
Right.
So when I did the move with Apple, I'm like the 7th artist to do it. I'm just the first independent one. And I did, you know what I'm saying, win 3 Grammys.
Killed
like,
it.
yeah, I did what I did.
Knocked it out the park.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that wasn't, I think the Grammys helped me more than putting my music on streaming. Like, winning the Grammys, like, that's how I was able to do all the stuff with the schools. Not that we in the perfect space now, but like the stopgap budget in 2017, like being able to like work with major brands, getting on the I'm the One song with, like, I feel like a lot more shit happened for me once I won the Grammys. I feel like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Before that, like 2016, when the album dropped, it was dope, and like people liked it, and I think Complex might have called it the rap album of the year, but it wasn't as big as One Dance, or like I wasn't having the same year Drake was having or anybody else. Like, the Grammys kind of switched that conversation, I feel like, around. And then I didn't drop another album till the big day, and then niggas shitted on it on the internet.
You said, I'll fuck all y'all.
You know what I'm saying? And then now you got Starline.
Did you have any feelings about the role that hip hop played in choosing the president?
The role that hip hop played in choosing the president.
Well, the role,
I'm not taking no responsibility.
Not just musicians. Hip hop, whether that's hip hop media, hip hop journalists, the opinion of hip hop, either way, on the Trump side or the Kamala side, did you feel any way about any of that?
I feel like those are different verticals. Like, hip hop to me is so real. Like, I don't just accept everything as being a part of the culture just because niggas is doing it in an adjacent way.
Well, then how do you feel about hip hop's ability to be used?
Well, we don't. So now are we finna go political?
Yeah.
We don't own shit. Like, hip hop. Like, the first. Let me chill.
It's
true.
This is
we sold that shit long ago.
I'll make the point, but I'm just saying, like, we don't own no labels. Like, our labels are subsidiaries of major labels, and we don't own really no radio stations except for, shout out to Miss Kathy Hughes. We don't own shit. So it's like, its ability to be used. Like, yes, everybody's trying to make $1 because this is America. Like, so, but I feel like when we're talking about the verticals that are responsible, I put journalism in one category, not like hip hop journalism, because it's like, we don't have no real rules no more about what is considered like journalistic integrity or like the spreading of misinformation or anything like that. And yeah, niggas is trying to make money, and I don't know. I'm not trying to take. I don't think we should take responsibility for folks being elected. I don't know.
Well, some of these niggas should, but that's a conversation for another day.
But even if you don't take full responsibility, you still play a part in swaying people to vote a certain way. So even if Trick, or even if Beyonce or Meg played a part in convincing these 19-year-olds to vote for who Beyonce's running out there and promoting at the time, that you're not responsible for in its entirety, but you did play a part in it.
I think a lot of people were indifferent, G, because like I feel like a lot of people felt like shit was getting more expensive. We still assisting and aiding Israel and bombing Palestine. We still like not taking care of the vets, still not taking care of the homeless, still like all of these things that are supposed to be like I thought we was all Democrats. Like, ain't we all dapping up? We all Democrats, but like we not. So some people are just like, we don't know what to do. So I think a lot of people is just like,
They've been
you know what I'm saying?
They've been trying to use hip hop in that way since what was it the Vote or Die campaign? Like I feel like ever since then they've made like a real effort to make us feel like we have to choose the Democratic side consistently, because that was the hip hop.
You
thing
said
to do.
when did you say it
No, it was
started?
before that.
What did you say?
Well, he said
the
about Vote or Die.
Vote or Die is when they
2004.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 years later is when I started to feel it.
The Obama moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be a little because you're Chicago, but I think you're right. I mean, for me, the question is always, what's the responsibility? Or like, I make a distinction between responsibility and blame. Like, I think you have a responsibility.
True.
You know what I mean, to speak on these issues and to help lead us in the right direction, like everybody does. But I don't blame rappers for the outcome, because these outcomes are.
Well, politicians are looking for hip hop influencers to influence a demographic
that they
to go ahead in a certain direction,
For
whether
sure.
it's the most popular or whatever it is at the moment. So
And to me, what I love about you and a lot of these other hip hop artists are when y'all don't say I'm gonna choose here or here, but instead you're just gonna speak the truth and offer your analysis. I don't want my rap artists to tell me who to vote for. I just want them to speak their truth. You know what I mean? And I think that's where it gets. Do you ever feel compromised in that? Like, were there ever moments where you felt like you couldn't?
Yeah, I always feel like you walk in two lines of like trying to be like, I hate that artists get made, or celebrities period get made or put in positions to be the moral compass for people, or like get shamed for not, you know what I'm saying, being like, some people, obviously sometimes people are pieces of shit based on like what I find to be morally right, but like we also like really go crazy on somebody when their ideas don't align with what ours are when they're a public figure. Sure. And I feel like my ideas and my understanding is my truth, and there are people out there that agree based on, you know what I'm saying, history and data and facts and shit, that's what's what. And so I'm gonna push towards that. But like the two-party system, like having to get up and be like, and feel this weight of like, you better save the world because he will kill your black ass. Like, like that's that. Like, come on, folks. Like, I'm just trying to get this money. I'm just trying to make this money.
Can I ask you, what's the one thing that you're still having a issue like coming to grips with when it comes to being in this industry? Like, is there something that's still like a problem for you that you're still trying to manage through?
There's a bunch. The first one that comes to mind is like, y'all know I'm independent, so stop trying to tax me for samples and for fucking features and fucking.
Are we doing this again?
No, I'm just saying, like, niggas know what it is, and they for some reason think that it's something different, and so they try and upcharge me on samples.
No, he might be independent now.
Joe told him.
Now he might be independent.
Why? Because you
when was
understand
I not
independent now?
Now he might be independent.
That's not fair.
Okay.
Y'all know I never believed that shit. He know that too.
No, I know that, but I think you saying
But
it now.
today-
stand on it
You got a
again.
real view of what independence looks like now.
Tell us.
Today, I think he's independent.
Today is in all of this point, or today, like starting today now?
No. This album. This album, this time period.
So you don't think Coloring Book was independent? You don't think?
Oh, I'm not counting. No.
Joe, that's not. Why?
Sorry. Sorry.
But why?
Our
Sorry.
definitions of independent.
Sorry. I know it's twisted. It's twisted.
Yes.
You gotta explain
And-
it
and
though.
the
You
look-
gotta, if you just keep saying no, like that's gonna get clipped. So you gotta give us the explanation.
Because we did this before. I don't want to rewind again. That Coloring Book was the like you said, you were the 8th artist to do that with Apple.
Yeah.
If you, my argument back then, I don't want to repeat it. If you're with a behemoth such as Apple and you have common interests, then we're not operating as a independent.
That's bad. That's
But
bad.
I'm just trying to
It's also
understand,
true.
like,
No, it's
It's
not.
also
but is it like
It's
is it
not.
because it's like that because I'm benefiting off of having it on their thing, on their platform?
You signed a deal with Apple that gave you routes that were not available.
Oh no, I didn't get no routes. All right,
stop
I'll
talking.
explain it again though. Let me explain it again. Oh no, sorry, are we not finished?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I didn't get no routes. I told you what I got. I got some money, which I think right now it would be a lot of money, but like at the time was not a ton of money. Also, while I'm done with my project, so it's not like they paying for me to get studio time or nothing like that. Gave me, I already said before, it was $500,000, right? Which is a lot of money depending on who's listening.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a lot of money.
Okay, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot
They
of money.
gave me 500, right? And and then I was in one of their ads that they had for during the NBA finals.
You was on the
where I'm
bus.
like, yeah,
I seen you on the bus.
No, I wasn't on a bus. No,
Joe.
the bus that's my own money. Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
word.
The
Oh.
bus is my own billboards.
Oh,
but
sure.
I'm saying there was a commercial that played like one time, I think, or maybe twice during the NBA
Do you own
finals.
the album?
You said what?
Do you own the album?
100%.
Did you pay to make the album yourself?
Yeah.
Then it was independent.
But wait, let me finish.
and
though.
that's
I
where-
want to
that's
get the
where we
I want to
get-
get the points across about the Apple
That's where
thing though,
it
Go ahead.
because
tricky at.
2 points. We always make a big deal, and I see the meme get resurfaced. Not meme, but the infographic get resurfaced about how Frank tricked his label and became independent through his Apple Music deal. So if he used it to get out of it, how is me using it make me a part of the system? And better yet, if we're explaining that with context, there's hella artists between Apple and Tidal that are putting out exclusive projects to help them in their own streaming war.
I'm gonna word vomit.
Do you know what the streaming war was? Does anybody remember?
remember-
this?
I remember.
So
Yes.
I'll explain it for the viewers. Before there was an Amazon Music, there was Apple Music, Tidal, and the longest standing one was called Spotify. Spotify had all the users. So these other two DSPs that were coming up wanted to, you know what I'm saying, join the gang. And they started doing exclusive albums with artists where for the first 2 weeks, like Beyonce, like Hov,
Kanye.
like a bunch of people
Yeah.
did it with either Tidal or Apple Music. And for 2 weeks, you could only get it there.
Right.
And I was not the first nigga to do this. I was the only nigga that is independent that did it.
Might have been the last.
And I wasn't the last either. We just
They
talked
changed
about
this-
Frank.
They changed it not long after.
But we just talked
Yeah.
about Frank. So I wasn't the last person to do it either. And I kept my masters. I never had to give up anything. The only thing I really gave up was I probably could have been number one. My music was only available in one place.
But
I couldn't
because
even
you
put it on
only get it in
SoundCloud.
one-
You could
one
only
spot.
you had to at this time niggas didn't even have Apple Music. So people had to fuck with me enough to add this subscription and get this. It's like putting something on Netflix only.
Right.
That person's not independent because they movie got on Netflix. Like
So on one hand, you do acknowledge that you may have been the mascot for them ushering in a new way of business.
streaming specifically, it's not even about Apple. That's the industry as a whole. The Grammys didn't used to accept, unless you had a physical album, you couldn't be nominated for a Grammy. That changed the year that I won for Coloring Book. And that became the first streaming only album to win a Grammy. But there were people that were putting out albums that were only on streaming before that. We just talked about mixtapes.
Yeah.
Just talked about Dat Piff. Acid Rap couldn't be nominated for a Grammy because of the fact that it didn't have a physical format. And that's what I'm saying is I didn't have a physical format for this album.
Yeah.
And I still won. Like, my shit was crucial.
And you were deserving to win.
Yeah, great album.
So I don't want to make it sound like I'm thinking that some strings was pulled for you to win. You were deserving to win.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there were interests above yours that made it appear like you were operating than something differently than you were.
Neutral button.